beyond belief. Fact or fiction? Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which are fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception. A world that is beyond belief.
In the game of blackjack, it's you against the dealer. You both keep getting cards until you're close to where you end up with 21 points. The skill comes in knowing when to stop. Would you like another card? How about another one? Your total is now 17. Do you want to draw another card? Dale Blanken is a professional dealer for an underground card club. He understands well the odds of the game. As an expert, he'd recommend that you hold with 17. But Dale's world is about to change. And the odds are, he's in for a very strange deal. 21. Observe a typical client of an underground card club. Our story is not about him, but he represents thousands of people in cities across the country where legal gambling thrives in the underground. It attracts all kinds, suckers, rounders, and very often people with something to hide.
I can't believe I won all this.
In this club, it is the dealer, Dale Blanken, who is one of those people with something to hide. Something strange was happening at Dale Blanken's table this night. Usually, in the games that Dale Blanken runs, the house wins. But tonight, something very unusual was going on. While everyone else seemed to be losing, one player was on a winning streak. A young soldier was doubling up and winning hand after hand. His attitude was that of a man who knew he was going to win, no matter what.
Army wins again. You're having a good night, kid.
Guess I picked a lucky table. Blackjack. But it's like I just can't lose.
Everybody loses eventually.
Not us, Dale. We make a good team.
What are you talking about?
Larry Schmidt owned the club. It was his money Blanken was losing.
Everything all right over here?
Yeah, fine, Larry. Everything's fine. Army's on a winning streak, that's all.
Take a break.
I might as well quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah, what's going on?
Dale knew the owner was not a man to cross, and the soldier was making it look like Dale was in on some scheme to cheat the house.
You look like you're having a rough night.
I'm fine.
Dale Blanken had one hope, and that was never to see that
Hey, Dale.
soldier again.
How you doing? Got something for you.
Whatever you got, I don't want.
It's $5,000. It's your end. Take it.
I don't want that. What are you trying to do?
You earned it. It's your cut.
Dale checked the soldier's name tag.
Shalto. Who are you? What's your game?
You're the one with the games, Dale. You remember George and Evelyn Shalto?
Who?
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of the names, isn't it? There's so many people you ripped off.
I never ripped anybody off.
You scammed hundreds of senior citizens out of their life savings, Dale.
You're out of your mind.
No, I'm not. George and Evelyn are my parents. It's payback time. See you at the table.
Dale Blanken had a past life as head of a crooked telemarketing business that swindled senior citizens. The soldier's parents must have been 2 of his victims. Blanken returned to the blackjack table. It was getting late and there wasn't much action. But then one player walked over to sit down.
Hey, buddy. Can't quit now. We're on a roll, huh?
Get out of here. Right, go play poker. I don't want you here.
Good act, Dale. But then again, you always were good at lying, weren't you? My parents bought the whole thing.
Go away. Right, leave me alone.
I can't. I have to keep playing. That's the deal we made, remember?
Is there a problem here?
No, sir. No problem. I was just leaving.
What's that carriage down there?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't here a minute ago. Larry, the soldier is setting me up.
And why would he do that?
I don't know.
If you're running a scheme on me, you're going down. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, but I'm not scamming you, I swear.
And you got nothing to worry about, do you?
Dale had one prized possession, his car. Right now, a drive would do him good.
Private first class Bruce Shelton. How did you get in here? Oh, man.
I warned you, Blanken. Nobody cheats me.
No, Larry. This is a setup. Okay? That soldier Shalto, he's trying to frame me. No, look. He left his dog tags, you see?
Get out of the car.
Take your money. I don't want it.
Let's take a walk.
All right, Larry, listen. Listen to me. Larry, you gotta believe me, man. He played us both. The Shalto played us both.
Just walk.
I'm telling you, man, he played us both.
Dale Blanken died that night. Larry Schmidt never found the soldier. Then he checked with the Army. According to military records, Private Bruce Shalto died 25 years ago in Vietnam. Did this story really happen? How could the soldier have gotten into Dale's locked car without setting off the alarm? Was he an expert at disarming security devices? And how did he learn to beat the house at 21 every time? Was he employing some elaborate card counting system, the kind banned by major casinos? Or, as our story suggests, was he a ghostly spirit, out for revenge against a heartless con man? Have we presented a story based on actual fact? Or have we stacked the deck against you?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a cab driver takes a killer for a ride on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
What's the right tip for services provided? In a restaurant, people say you should leave 15 to 20%. But what if the service was wonderful and the food was terrible, or vice versa? How much do you leave then? Anything at all? Waiters aren't the only ones who live by the tip. The same is true of bellmen, valet parkers, and of course, taxi drivers. Floyd Cummings has been depending on tips a lot lately, and they're not coming as fast and as big as he'd like. But Floyd has an appointment with the unexplainable, and he'd better hurry, because the meter is running.
I've been driving a cab 3 days a week to help pay my college tuition. The times when business is slow, I catch up on my homework. It's one of the valuable skills I picked up as a caddy, learning to read and drive at the same time. It's not easy money, but I took the job because of the tips. And most people are good tippers, but there are the ones that just give you the price of the meter.
And knows it is.
Thanks for nothing, cheapskate.
That's why I just installed the Insultator. It's my little revenge against the penny pinchers of the world. But no matter how bad a day I'm having, I can always count on a pick-me-up from my girlfriend, Sally.
Hey, triple non-fat latte.
You're the best.
Hey, what is that?
No, Tip, you saving your money for a facelift?
I can't believe you, Floyd.
What? Oh, come on, Sal. What?
No one deserves to be insulted like that.
And when they don't give me a tip, isn't that an insult?
Listen up, folks. We just got a call from the police department. They want us to keep a lookout for a white male in his 40s wearing a dark suit. They think he might be traveling by cab. He's considered extremely dangerous.
All I'm saying is that you don't know anything about the people in your cab. They could have just lost their job, or their wife could have just left them. Have a nice day, sir. See, is that so tough?
It's not so tough to leave the tip either.
St. Christopher, the patron saint of travelers, will protect you from everything. Except maybe your attitude.
Maybe Sally's right. Maybe I should just lose the insultator and put up the St. Christopher medal instead. Then I'd lose the thrill of seeing those cheap faces after they've been zapped.
I don't want to fight.
Neither do I.
Look, I'll get rid of it.
It's not the machine that you need to get rid of.
I knew what she meant. What I need to get rid of is the chip on my shoulder. Sally was always right.
210 West Side Drive. No problem.
What?
I don't have all day.
I could have sworn I put that thing in the glove compartment.
You go to Bertram College?
Hey, yeah. How'd you guess?
Your cat.
Oh. Yeah, I'm taking political science.
I think you should be taking driver's ed.
Yeah, well, me and everybody else on the road, huh?
You know, driving's like life. You can blame everybody else when things go wrong. Or you can concentrate on doing the right thing yourself.
Oh, brother.
You say something? I said, here we are. We'll be 26 even.
I couldn't wait to see what the old philosopher was going to tip. I should have known exactly the price on the meter.
Something wrong? Did I give you the wrong amount?
Oh, no, sir. You gave me exactly the right amount.
Because I hate shortchanging people.
That was it. This guy deserved an insult.
It's been a pleasure serving you. Have a wonderful day.
How nice. You know, a few kind words makes all the difference in this troubled world.
May the sun shine on you always.
We've been tracking this guy since he escaped from the state pen a couple of weeks ago. He's been on a killing spree. You're a lucky man.
I'll say I am. Or is it more than just luck?
What's the explanation here? Why did the insult machine suddenly give compliments, and at just the right time? Was it switched by Floyd's girlfriend, Sally? Or maybe it was Sally's St. Christopher medal that was somehow protecting and controlling the entire situation? Remember, when judging whether this story is true or false, you're on your own. You'll be getting no tips from us.
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a baker learns the recipe for murder on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you walk by displays like this and begin to fantasize about the delights offered within? Cakes are more than just a delicious way to end a meal. They become a symbol for celebration, family, and friendship. Dom DeSantos is a world-class baker. Cakes are a specialty. To him, every customer is important. But Dom is about to be given an assignment by his new boss to bake a cake for someone Dom does not like. And before this cake comes out of the oven, Dom will have to decide whether to stand the heat or get out of the kitchen with his life.
I've been working for Duncan's Bakery for the past 15 years and took great pride in my job. It was a wonderful place to work, only a few doors from my apartment.
Hey, Dominique, your favorite baker. How's your buns?
But everything changed when the owner, Martin Duncan Sr., died suddenly of a heart attack, and his son, Martin Jr., took over the family business.
Give me a few minutes, Tina. I have some business to talk over with Dom. How about it, Claire?
I don't want any Claire, Marty. You know I'm watching my weight.
Suit yourself. Go wait in the car.
I never liked Martin Jr. I don't know anybody who did. As far as I was concerned, he was just a young punk in a silk suit who treated everyone like dirt. He was an insult to his father's memory.
That is a good piece of bread, Dominic. Or don't you go asking for a raise.
I'm not asking for anything.
That's what I like about you. You know your place. I need you to bake up something special for me. I'm throwing a party for Augie Bennett. You know who he is?
Yeah, he's a big shot.
That's good. Big shot. Augustus Bennett just happens to be the most powerful man on the whole East Coast. He's a friend of mine. We do favors for each other. You understand?
It's your business.
That's a good attitude. It'll keep you healthy. Look, I need a cake. I want you to create a masterpiece.
How big?
Big enough to feed 100 people?
Is it his birthday?
It's not his birthday. It's a personal matter. I took care of something for him, and we're going to celebrate. Just start baking. I need it first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay. Yeah, he was a punk, all right. But he gave me an assignment, and I was set to carry it out. I was thinking if there was somebody I liked less than that punk Martin Jr., it was the guy I was baking the cake for, Augie Bennett. He gave the good people in our neighborhood a bad name. But I had a job to do, so it was time to light the oven. I was about to go in the back when I first heard the strange sound. I figured it was just the metal expanding from the intense heat, even though I'd never heard any oven sound like that before. That's good. I couldn't get Martin Jr.'s words out of my head. What kind of favor did he do for Augie Bennett? It made it seem like he killed somebody, but I didn't want to think about that. I knew what I had to do next, so I did it.
So what'd you get me down here for? Why couldn't you just tell me what it was over the phone?
I can't finish a cake.
What are you talking about? Why not?
I saw the face of the devil in the oven.
You what? The devil's in the oven. Really? Is that a fact? What's he doing there? It's not warm enough in hell? You get back in there, you finish my cake right now, or you're fired.
I can't do that. There's something evil in that oven.
Get out of here. And you don't come back! I'll make the stinking cake myself. What's the big deal?
I came home to my apartment and told my wife, Sonia, what had happened.
The devil's face in the oven? It's a warning, that's what it is, Dom.
I don't know what it is. All I know is I can't work for that man anymore.
It's okay, Dom. Honey, you're a good baker. You'll get another job. Come here. Dom, I think I know what Martin Jr. did for that Mr. Bennett.
How could you know that, Sonia?
It's right here on the front page. Look.
Crime lord Jake Phillips burns to death in car bomb. Bennett crime family blamed. It's him. That's the face I saw in the oven.
Hello? Yeah, he's right here. What? Dom, it's Connie. She said there's smoke coming from the bakery.
You gotta go.
Dom, be careful. He's on his way.
The last person in the bakery was Martin Jr. I figured he must have burned his cake.
Oh!
God! Martin! There, baked inside the cake was Martin Duncan Jr.
Evidence was eventually discovered that Martin Duncan Jr. did indeed murder crime boss Jake Phillips. Was Martin Jr.'s bizarre death a classic example of gangland retaliation? But how do you explain the image Don says he saw in the oven? Was it an optical illusion? Or a warning from the soul of a violent crime boss out to avenge his own fiery death? Does this story seem to contain the recipe for truth? Or is it simply another half-baked lie?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a young thief needs his lucky charm to avoid jail on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
There's no more responsible position in our society than that of judge. It's a job that takes the wisdom of Solomon, the patience of Job, and the common sense of Mark Twain. It's no wonder the judges we have admired through history have been a perfect combination of strictness and compassion. Troy Crane is about to face Judge Waters. Troy has never appeared before a judge before, and Judge Waters has never had a case like this before. The final verdict is anybody's guess. And now, the audience will come to order because the court of things beyond belief is in session. Troy Crane was a senior at the local high school in Butte, Montana. He got along well with the other kids, but lately Troy had developed a bad habit. When he saw something he wanted, he'd simply take it. Troy thought he could get away with anything as long as he had his lucky amulet, but he was wrong.
That's him. That's him. That's the punk who robbed me, I'm positive.
What are you talking about, man? I didn't do nothing.
You smashed my case and stole a gold watch right out of my store. There it is, right on your wrist.
You're crazy, old man.
Oh, yeah? You're going to jail for a very long time, you young punk.
Says you?
Yeah, says me.
On the day of Troy's court hearing, Troy brought along two things. His lucky amulet, which was tucked under his shirt, and his mother, who had raised him alone since he was a child.
You okay, Mom?
This is all a mistake. It never should have happened.
I know.
All rise.
His mother believed in Troy because this was the first time he was ever in this kind of trouble.
Be seated. Mr. Troy Crane, you're charged with grand larceny, a felony. I consider this a very serious crime, young man.
Your Honor, may I speak, please? I'm his mother.
You may, ma'am.
I just wanted to say that Troy's my only child, and I've tried to raise him right. I'm sure you've checked and can see that he doesn't have a record.
That's correct, but these charges cannot be ignored, ma'am.
I know, and I'm so sorry, Your Honor, for my son's behavior. This is the first time he's ever done anything like this, and he'll never do it again. I swear.
I wish I could share your confidence, Mrs. Crane.
There's something else, Judge. I know this is going to be hard to believe, but the watch that he's accused of stealing is really his.
Mom, what are you saying?
Quiet in this court. Please explain.
I never told my son, but I was planning on surprising him with it on his 18th birthday. He never had a watch. And so I was making payments on that very one for the past 8 months. I should have told my son. He pointed the watch out to me a long time ago when we were together at the mall. I was going to pick it up this weekend. So you see, my son took his own watch.
If what you're telling me is true, Mrs. Crane, it would have a dramatic impact on this case.
It's all true, sir. I would do anything to keep my son out of jail, but I wouldn't lie for him. The owner of the jewelry store has agreed to drop all charges if I pay for the glass case Troy broke. Of course I'll do that. Please, sir, let me take my boy home.
You're a very lucky young man to have a mother who cares for you like this.
I know, Your Honor. I am lucky.
If it wasn't for your mother's sacrifices and the love she's shown in this court today, I'm quite certain you'd be facing a jail term.
I know, Your Honor. I made a big mistake. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
I'm inclined to work out an agreement with the district attorney.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Troy felt he was off the hook thanks to his mother's heartfelt plea, and of course, his lucky amulet.
What's going on?
What is that on the floor?
Oh, nothing, Your Honor. It's just my good luck charm. My hands must be wet. I can't seem to get a hold of it.
Bailiff, I'd like to see that.
What happened next, no one in that courtroom will ever forget.
A strong chain has no weak links. May we be together forever.
What's going on here?
This gold amulet was a gift from me to my wife. It was ripped off her neck 2 weeks ago by a young assailant who I now realize fits your description. It was a brutal attack that left a permanent scar around her neck.
Yeah, but I didn't do it.
I think you did. And I think you misled everyone in this courtroom, especially your mother. Attorneys approach the bench. Because of my personal involvement in this case, I'm forced to disqualify myself as judge. However, Mr. Clark, I want to file new charges against this man. Felony assault and robbery. Bailiff taken away.
Hey, I didn't do it, man.
After being identified by Judge Daniel Waters' wife, Troy Crane was found guilty of felony assault and robbery. He's now serving out his sentence at the Youth Authority Farm in Bozeman, Montana. His mother visits him every week. What really happened here? How do you explain the chain breaking at the exact wrong time for Troy Crane? Was it just a coincidence? Or was fate tipping the scales of justice? In the end, a criminal was punished because the links of a chain pulled apart when he least expected it. Is this story based on an actual event? Or are we just pulling your chain?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a curse turns a beautiful woman ugly on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
We've all heard expressions like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder and beauty is only skin deep. Yet the beauty business is a $100 billion a year industry. Every day, consumers are bombarded with countless choices of creams, powders, lipsticks, lotions, all in the name of beauty. Jocelyn Marshall was once proud of her looks. She was not so much conceited as she was consumed. But things have changed for Jocelyn. Like many her age, she feels she's lost her looks. She's just invited a famous cosmetic surgeon to her home to see if he can change her face. At the moment, she's so ashamed of her appearance that she's hiding her face with heavy creams and lotions. But the doctor is about to uncover the terrifying truth.
As a cosmetic surgeon, I don't usually visit patients at home, but Jocelyn Marshall sounded desperate over the phone, so I made an exception. She told me she would never leave the house until the problem with her face was solved. I had no idea what to expect. Her bedroom was nicely furnished, with various photos of a once pretty woman I assumed was Jocelyn. But what did her face look like now? And why was she turned away from me? Is this you?
It used to be. But that person doesn't exist anymore.
What happened? Did you have an accident?
No, this wasn't an accident. This was done to me on purpose.
Hi. It was going to be a special occasion for me. So I made an appointment with a makeup artist named Nicole. Everyone in my circle was talking about her.
I have 2 beauty treatments, a day of beauty makeover for $500 or an ultra glow enhancement for $100.
Well, I certainly don't need a makeover, so for $100, just try to make me look even more glamorous.
Whatever you wish. So, what's the occasion?
My boyfriend plans to propose to me this afternoon.
What a lucky man.
Yes, he is. I finally found someone who loves me for who I am and not just for my beauty.
I'm sure that's been difficult.
Oh, my looks have always been a handicap. Until I met Ron, I never met anyone who truly appreciated me.
Okay, now I'll finish the eyes. Close them, please.
Oh, don't overdo them.
I won't.
My eyes are among my best features.
They are a mirror to one's soul.
Really? I think my entire face is a mirror to my soul.
You may be right. Now you can relax while the foundation sets. Would you care for some tea, a nice herbal tea?
No, nothing. I wouldn't want to smear anything.
All right. Miss Sleeping Beauty, are you ready to meet your Prince Charming?
I can't believe I've been here all this time. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, what have you done to me? I look awful.
No, you look fantastic. Gorgeous.
You're kidding me? I look better when I walked in here.
Okay, calm down. I can redo it. I can make it any way that you want.
Just forget it. You're totally inept. You wasted my time. You expect me to waste more time while you attempt to fix this mess?
Excuse me, nobody has ever talked to me this way.
Maybe they were pretty to begin with, so what would they know? But I'll let them know. I'll tell everyone just how clumsy you are. You'll never have another customer.
You are a vain and stupid woman. Pay the bill and get out.
What, are you crazy? I will not pay a dime. In fact, if you've done anything to harm my face, I will come back here with a lawyer and take this place from you.
How dare you threaten me in my own shop? You're shallow and you're self-absorbed. I curse you. I curse you with the mirror of your soul.
Perhaps you had an allergic reaction to the makeup she used.
No, doctor. I came home and removed what was left of her makeup. I applied my own makeup myself. By the time Ron arrived, I looked beautiful again.
Jossie, I've been thinking about our marriage plans.
Oh, so have I. I've been looking at some European designers, and I'm sure I'll make the cover of Summer Bride magazine.
And I want to call it off.
What are you talking about?
It's just that I've noticed some qualities in you that I'd never seen before. You've changed.
I'm sure it was then that the curse began.
Look me in the face and tell me you don't love me anymore.
I can't. I just can't.
I was in shock. I couldn't believe anything could go so wrong. Later that evening, after Ron left, I went to look in the mirror.
When I first saw my face in the salon, it was merely unattractive. Now it had grown grotesquely ugly. No wonder Ron turned away. For the very first time, I believed I had been cursed. I was repulsive to look at.
This is Nicole's salon. We're on vacation for the summer. See you after Labor Day. You can leave a message at the beep.
No. No, you can't be closed. This is Jocelyn Marshall. Look, I'm sorry about all the terrible things I said, but Nicole, you have to remove this curse. Please. You have to help me. I can't live with this face. Please. Please. Weeks went by. Nicole never returned my phone calls. My face was ruined. I tried all these creams. Nothing worked.
Jocelyn, plastic surgery may be the answer for you. May I examine your face?
Yes, please. You're my last hope.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can see that can be done for you.
I'm horrible. Why can't you help me?
In your case, I'm afraid that plastic surgery is not an option.
What do you think happened here? Was Jocelyn really cursed by the beautician? If her face was still beautiful, why did she see herself in the mirror as ugly? Was it simply her imagination that led Jocelyn to believe her face was hideous? Or was she somehow looking into her soul and seeing the ugliness that existed there? Do you think this story of vanity and revenge bears the face of truth? Or have we concocted one beautiful whopper?
Next, you'll find out which of our stories are fact and which are fiction when Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction returns.
Now it's time to look back at our stories and find out which are inspired by actual events and which are works of fiction. How did you judge the story of the blackjack dealer with the crooked past? Was this one based on an actual event?
Who are you? What's your game?
You're the one with the games, Dale. You remember George and Evelyn Shalto?
Who?
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of the names, isn't it? There's so many people you ripped off.
I never ripped anybody off.
You scammed hundreds of senior citizens out of their life savings.
If you thought this story of a son's revenge was true, we gave you a raw deal. It's a hoax. How about the story of the taxi driver who decided to insult his cheap customers, but was saved by a twist of fate? True or false?
Triple non-fat latte.
You're the best.
Hey, what is that?
No, Tip, you saving your money for a facelift?
If you thought this one was based on an actual event, we took you for a ride. This one is absolute fiction. What about the story of the baker and the deadly cake? How did you judge this one?
The devil's in the oven. Really? Is that a fact? What's he doing there? It's not warm enough in hell? You get back in there, you finish my cake right now, or you're fired.
I can't do that. There's something evil in that oven.
Did our research show this was inspired by an actual event? Yes, it did. A similar event happened in the Chicagoland area. The story of the first-time offender who was hiding his true criminal nature from the judge. What was your verdict on this one?
What's going on?
What is that on the floor?
If you thought this one was a figment of our writer's imagination, you were right. It never happened. Now let's take another look at the vain woman who fell victim to a curse that ruined her life. Fact or fiction?
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can see that can be done for you.
This story of a tortured soul is based on an actual experience that happened near the Florida Gulf Stream area. So how accurate was your radar tonight? Were you able to zero in on the signals of truth, or were you lured astray by the camouflage of lies? One thing is certain. In searching for the truth, we are bound to discover answers that are beyond belief. I'm Jonathan Frakes.
The stories entitled The Cake and the Mirror of Truth are true based on first-hand research conducted by author Robert Trelins. For Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, this is Don LaFontaine.